IGA Recap Monday! I hope you guys had a fantastic, magical, amazing weekend. I know I did, for the most part. It was just busy. It was just a busy weekend. I was kind of hoping for a low-key, like, relaxing, chilled-out weekend, but it was anything but. Like, my mom came into town on Saturday and wanted to take my kids shopping for, like, school stuff, like shorts and clothes and whatever. And it just wore me out. And then Sunday we went shopping too and got stuff, and I was just exhausted. Although I did get this super cute dress that I'm super obsessed with. As you guys know, I'm going back to work. I have a job interview tomorrow. And I have not worked in 5 years, so I had nothing. And even, like, the job I had before, like I said, I didn't have to dress up. So, I mean, I could have worn jeans and, you know, a nice shirt, and that was the end of that. So, like, I didn't have to, like, go and buy the wardrobe to go with, you know, whatever. So, I went to one of my favorite stores yesterday. I went to H&M and found this adorable black and white dress. Adorable. With, like, a little black blazer. I look so grown up. Which is weird for me because I'm usually like in Converse and some sort of a t-shirt and jeans. So, I don't dress up often. And even when I do dress up, it's like the bare minimal. Like, it's like a cute little sundress and a sweater and forget it. Like, it's nothing phenomenal. I look freaking phenomenal in this dress. I'm not gonna lie, like, I'm tooting my own horn because I'm obsessed with this dress. Like, I could wear it to Walmart today and be completely happy. I was super excited, all on cloud 9, until last night when this happened. So, isn't it cute? Isn't it beautiful? I get to go to a job interview tomorrow, hopefully with this not on. Like, I'm hoping that my finger has healed enough. Ridiculous. So, I went to go close my door last night to make sure it was locked, like the front door of my house. And the way that my little entryway of my apartment is set up, I have, like, this concrete stone piece that's, like, in the front of my house. And I have my front door here. And there is my garage door, like a wooden door that goes up to my garage right here. And I was walking to make sure that both of those doors were locked, and I hit a slick spot, or there was I don't know. It happened so fast, I couldn't even tell you if there was something on the damn floor. Like, I was just walking, and I hit a slick spot on my floor, which has happened before. We'll come in from outside, and my welcome mat will hold water, and then my shoes will get wet, and it's just that right consistency where my kids have slipped, walking in with, like, flip-flops that have no tread. I've done it. It's just massively dangerous. I've got to put something there. I keep telling myself I've got to put a rug there or something because it's just ridiculous. And anyway, I went to go shut the door, and I literally turned the lock and went down. Like, I went to reach for the door, and I took that step, and I went down. My hand flew back, and my thumb went under the underside of the wooden door. And there's, like, a metal track under that door, like a metal piece under there. And I snagged my thumb and ripped off, like, the top of my thumb, broke my nail. It was just a mess. Like, luckily enough, my nails were a little bit long from having them being painted, and I hadn't chewed on them recently. And so it broke off what had grown out. So my nail didn't suffer a lot of damage, but my finger on the top of my thumb is tore up from the floor. It is awful. It hurts so bad. And when I went to the bathroom to, like, rinse it off, I looked at it, and I was like, okay, I've got to tear all of this off before the pain sets in, because I was in shock. Like, nothing hurt. Like, I was, okay, I got this. And so I fixed the nail, and I took care of the skin, and then the pain set in, and I was like, oh. Like, I started seeing stars, like, the room was getting darker, and I was like, okay, if I don't lay down, I'm going to pass out. Like, I was nauseous, and I was like, oh my God, this is not good. This is not good. This is not good. Blood is going everywhere. I'm like, okay, breathe. So I texted my neighbor, who happens to be a nurse, and I was like, do you have gauze? I need gauze. And she's like, yes, what'd you do? I was like, I sliced my thumb open. She's like, okay, I'm on my way. Saved the day again. It was a long night. It throbbed most of the night. It was quite painful, but it's a little bit better today. Cleaned it up, looked at it. It doesn't look as bad as I thought it would. It looks pretty gnarly, though. And it kind of ruined my night. Like, I had a great day, and then that happened. But it happens, you know, and for once it wasn't me, like, being stupid or actually, like, tripping over myself. Like, this entryway is dangerous. Like, I went and put a rug down today. Like, there's a rug there now. Because I'm so sick of slipping on that stupid floor. But it took my thumb being the victim to really kick my butt in gear to get something done about it. But we're not here to talk about thumb injuries or awesome new dresses for hopefully my awesome new job. We are here for GA Recap Monday, where we recap the newest episode of Ghost Adventures, our Ghost Adventures Aftershocks. And this week, dun da da da, season 11 of Ghost Adventures premiered on the Chapel Channel, and it did not disappoint. OMF to the G. This episode, though, the guys kicked off season 11 of Ghost Adventures in Scotch Grove, Iowa, at Edinburgh Manor. Oh my god. I absolutely loved this episode. It was so good. But before we get into that, as always, I like to give you guys a little bit of history about each location when I do my recap. And Edinburgh Manor, like I said, is in Scotch Grove, Iowa. It is formerly known as the Jones County Home. It was built in 1850, and there's over 100 documented deaths at the location. That doesn't mean there's undocumented ones, but there's over 100 documented ones. It just shut down in 2010, so it was open until 2010. So it just shut down 5 years ago. What? It was home to the violent, the criminally insane, the mentally unstable. It was kind of like a poorhouse, like what used to be considered like a poorhouse back in the day. It is creepy AF. So I was watching the episode. Our other admin, Bobby, and I were live tweeting from our group Twitter, because we do have a group Twitter. We decided to live tweet from the group Twitter. We're like messaging each other as the show's going on. It's absolutely nuts. Like, we're like, I don't even want to get out of the car. Like, I wouldn't even want to get out of the car. I am freaked out from my living room. And it was, like, the energy was coming through my TV. Like, I didn't even want to watch it. It terrified me. I was just like, that place is creepy AF. It's just one of those locations, like, it's out in the middle of nowhere. I'm from the Midwest. I understand desolation. Missouri and Iowa, there are parts of our states that there is nothing. Nothing. You see fields. Fields beyond fields beyond fields. You have one highway that's usually a 2-lane highway. The speed limit is 60 miles an hour, and there's nothing but fields. Like, it's like field, random cow, barn, field. Like, there's nothing. And that's exactly what this was like. Like, it was like field. Oh, creepy ass house. Nothing else. There is a field behind the home that is littered with people. Like, it's just unmarked graves. A lot of the patients that died in the home were just buried in the backyard, literally, or in the backfield. It's sad and it's creepy because there's a lot of dark energy in this location. They did a really cool experiment with this investigation, in the sense that before they even started lockdown, they did kind of like this shark bait experiment where they brought in an investigator from who has been at the location before, left her upstairs because she had an experience where she felt like she was kind of being choked and attacked, and so she left. They convinced her to stay upstairs again. Brave girl. I don't know if I could do it after being attacked the way she was. She called them out, and sure enough, like, she left the building and she was like starting to feel like everything was surrounding her. And when she went outside, she had a scratch down the back of her neck. Broad daylight, we watched the scratch appear, you watched the scratch disappear. It was absolutely insane. And I knew that if they could get something like that in the daylight, I don't even want to know what's going to happen when the lights go out. So lockdown begins, and they actually had to wait because leave it to the Midwest to give you something awesome like a tornado and severe thunderstorms when you're trying to do a lockdown, right? Charges the atmosphere, makes it even more creepy, really dangerous. There's tornadoes touching down all around you. You know, just another day in Midwest paradise. But it kind of put a damper on their investigation because there was a lot of wind outside at the beginning, and they've had to debunk a couple of things as possible wind contamination because the wind was just roaring outside. The storms were causing their equipment to malfunction. It was just a mess. So they had a few little minor like debunks at the beginning because of the storm, but then the storm passed. It just began to rain, and all hell kind of broke loose. They begin with the SLS, like the Kinect Cam, and your digital recorder, and an EMF detector, and all of it started malfunctioning. The SLS cam went black. The batteries were being affected. They were going from like empty to charged, over and over and over on all the equipment. It was just a hot mess. Like, they couldn't even focus in on one activity, like one piece of activity, because everything was happening so fast. They heard a loud male voice that, like, you could hear with your own ears. And it almost sounded like they were groaning. And it was just creepy. Like, I was creeped out. Like, Ghost Adventures does not creep me out very often. This one creeped me out. They go into another part of the home, and Zach becomes affected. Now, we've seen Zach be affected on many locations. This was weird. This was almost like he was going crazy. They had the Ovilus out, and they were getting things that said, like, around, appear, girl. Like, they were getting all these weird, random things. And they could tell that something really dark was around. And they thought that maybe it was the spirit, the Joker. Now, there's a spirit there known as the Joker who is known to attack people. He's very evil, very dark, very sinister. And while they were there, Aaron actually seen what he thought was maybe the Joker. He's like, you know Slender Man? It's like that, only taller and skinnier and creepier. Like, he's seen him out of the corner of his eye. And that's when Zach was getting really pissed. He's like, you know what? If you're going to screw with us, we're going to screw with you. And I think Zach kind of paid for it in the end, because he got really affected by the location. He went into a padded room where they believe the Joker killed himself. And Zach was kind of just losing it. Like, he was, you know, like saying, get away from me, stay off me, don't you get into my head. Like, he was talking to nothing. Like, he was talking to something, but to us, he was talking to himself. And then there was a window that was down there by the padded room, and Zach starts banging on it, like that it was his only way out. Like, he felt out of control of himself. And finally, he ends up going outside back into Nerve Center where Billy and Jay are there, and it kind of all comes off of him, but he was not okay. He was kind of pacing. He got a little snippy. He was taking the Ovilus and, like, demanding things. He was just downright pissed off. He was just falling apart. And it was just one of those, like, really rapidly moving locations. Like, they had so much going on that they really couldn't pinpoint a lot of activity because it was kind of all happening at so fast. And it really affected the people. It didn't really affect the environment as much as it affected the guys. And the best part of the episode was the end of the episode for me, because it was funny and it was scary all at the same time, which is exactly what I think we needed. So Billy goes in, and he goes to the basement, and he takes the Ovilus with him, and he's asking all these questions, and he takes a device that was built by Bill Chappell, that when you lay it on the table, and when the energy picks up and responds, this thing kind of vibrates and scuttles across the table. And it was working. Like, this thing was vibrating, and they were getting, like, intelligent responses. And Billy was taunting the spirit and was like, you know, if you want to do something, throw something at me, move something. And he gets levitation on the Ovilus. And he was talking about how he was getting ready to leave the location, but he was going to spend there for a few more minutes. He's like, if you want me to stay, move something. You know, levitate something. All of a sudden, I kid you not, like a plate or a bottle, I think they determined it was a plate, like, picked up and got thrown at Billy. And Billy screamed so loud. And he sounds like a 6-year-old girl.
While Billy continues to experience high levels of activity down in the basement.
I think we're in direct communication with spirits, no doubt about it. I mean, this thing is saying hi and making devices go off. Can you make those devices go off? Hi.
I don't know what is going on here, but it's freaking me out. And I want to get out of here. So I'm going to grab all this stuff and get the hell out of here. But I'm going to ask one more time.
If you can make one of those things vibrate over there, I won't leave. Can you do that? Jim. Nice to meet you, Jim. Jim, do you like it here? at the Manor.
Sorry, Billy, I love you to death, but it's the truth. Like, I don't think my scream is at that octave. Bobby and I died. Like, she was blowing up my phone. I was blowing up her phone. I put something on our group Twitter about it, like, or Bobby put something on the group Twitter about that scream. She's like, Billy, that's scream, though. And, it was absolutely hysterical, because you don't think that octave is going to come out of that guy. But it did. And I think it was like the highlight of, it was like the funny moment for sure that everybody needed, because it was getting far too serious. I mean, he was getting names like Jim, and he was getting levitation, and he was getting all these weird, like, creepy responses. And he was like, Jim, do you like being in the Manor? And Jim, that's when Jim threw the plate. And so I put on our group Twitter, I was like, at Billy Tolley, I don't think Jim likes being in the Manor. He's like, no, I didn't get the impression he did either. Which was awesome, because Billy, you know, actually took the time to, like, comment on something from our group Twitter, which means far more to me than, you know, my personal Twitter or Facebook, whatever. But it was really funny. I think everybody had a really good time with that little moment, because nobody expected Billy to sound like that. But overall, the episode was fantastic. It was filled with, you know, cute little funny moments and really, really scary ones. And it was just like that perfect Ghost Adventures episode. And it was a great episode to kick off season 11. And now I'm so excited for the rest of the season. I cannot wait for next week and to know exactly how insanely crazy this season is going to go. Because if you started off with a season opener like that, I can only imagine what the rest of the season is going to look like. So bravo, Ghost Adventures, bravo, Travel Channel. Another great premiere is in the books. And that is all I have for GA Recap Monday. I will be back tomorrow for GAQA Tuesday, where I answer all of your Ghost Adventures related questions about the guys and the show and anything and everything that you might want to know. So until then, stay happy, stay healthy. I'm going to go nurse my thumb. I will see you guys tomorrow. Much love and happiness.